Hello, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. Don't forget to subscribe. So I figured I'd make myself a shirt that said what I want you to do, then you'll see it the whole time. I don't know if I'll wear it in other videos, maybe once in a while, but anyways, so a little bit of information about what I've been doing over the weekend. I jumped through some hoops with some attorneys, contacted one attorney. He recommended his son, who's also an attorney, but he's a patent attorney. But he might know a little bit in how all of this works. So I reached out to him, sent him kind of a brief note explaining what my questions were and what happened. And he wrote me back and said he'd talk to me a little bit and give me his opinion. And then I've also contacted a couple of other attorneys that I just kind of searched online and found. They do trademark work, and then threw them a note basically saying, here's what I did. But really my intent is to find out, is this really trademarkable? Is it too generic that I can't trademark it? In turn, I don't know how, whether those people will actually really respond with an answer unless I actually pay them for the answer. But we'll see what happens. So it was at least worth kind of trying to throw it out there and see whether it was worth spending the time and money on. What I really want to find out is, can I hire an attorney and for a reasonable amount of money actually be able to trademark this so that I can use it and it's trademarked and I can control it in one way or another. And then also the primary purpose of doing it in the first place was to do it on Amazon. So, and be able to control my artwork on Amazon. So anyways, we'll see what happens. I should have a little bit more information here in the next day or two with the number of people that I've reached out to. In addition to that, I've also, I was watching a video by this gentleman. He's done a whole bunch of videos. He's actually pretty good. The T-shirt help desk.com, I think is what it was. T-shirt help desk. Anyways, as I was listening to one of his videos over the weekend, he brought up a couple things that I've thought about on a number of occasions and tried to reach out and discover on a couple of occasions. One of those was personalized mailers. Now, at the moment, I just go to Amazon. I find the cheapest mailer I can. It's usually about $8 for $8 for 100. It's about $8 a piece. About 8 cents a piece per unit. I went to Alibaba, contacted a number of companies overseas to see what it would cost to actually personalize these. And it looks like, with the exception of making a plate for stamping them, I'm probably in the 4 to 5 cents per unit, but I've got to buy like 10,000 of them, which is would end up being like $400 or $500 in order to buy them. And then the other problem is I still don't know the cost to bring those in from overseas. Another thing that he brought up, T-shirt help desk, which I thought, again, really good. Adding little things to your packaging and your product, your presentation, that make you seem bigger, more important, more relevant, like a bigger company than you really are. He talked about sewing on tags, whether it was a tag on the back of the shirt, a tag on the sleeve, a tag on the hem down on the bottom. I think about that and I think, oh, go, headache trying to match it up. So when I watched him do it, I was like, no. Some things I thought about were actually doing a second screen print of my logo on the shirt. So for example, right here, maybe a little box with Digital T-shirt shop here, or maybe a little box right here on the back of the neck, right below the collar right there. Now, obviously, probably the cheapest way to do that is to set it up on my printer and just print it and reheat press the shirt. There's the time with doing that over and over and over again, and I thought, and there's the cost of the ink. How much is it really going to cost? as I thought, and then there's tying up the printer longer. As I thought about it, one other option is to get little prints of them pre-printed. And I contacted again through Alibaba some people in China that would do a heat transfer where they've screen printed it onto a transfer sheet, and then I could get them in little sheets that I could just lay on the sleeve and heat press, or lay on the back right here below the collar and heat press to brand the shirts. Now, another thing I could do is actually put some sort of branding symbol next to each design. But I have thought that it would be better to have something a little bigger, a little bolder. Now, a print here is probably a little bit less wow than a stitch, a stitched woven label, that you have here or down here, or up on the collar or whatever. It's not quite as impressive, but not necessarily looking at what's most impressive, but what can brand it and people see it and they go, oh, that's Digital T-Shirt Shop, wherever it is. And also with the little cards, it'd probably be pretty easy to get some for each of the different brands that I print, whether it's Latter-day Mission T-shirts, Digital T-Shirt Shop, Family T-Shirt Shop, as well. And on my mailers, I thought about doing the same thing. Instead of having to print a whole bunch of different unique mailers, just slap all the different brands on there, and then you get a mailer that actually advertised all the brands that we sell. So which I thought might be unique, which, in talking about that, made me also wonder if I was to brand Latter-day Brands, which is my main company, would my trademark sift down through all the other brands, and that I'm not sure. So that might be worth asking somebody also. Anyhow, that's what I've been doing. I did get some artwork back from somebody that I did on Fiverr. I'll do a separate video on that another time. I think it turned out pretty good. And then I got work to do, so gotta go. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Subscribe to Digital T-Shirt Shop. We appreciate you watching. Thanks. Bye-bye.